Hello everyone, this is Darwell20, and welcome to episode 13 of Forgecraft, Season 13, Episode 13. Booyah. Soren, I heard you did things, and that terrifies me.
So, do you have like a smelter or like a furnace?
I don't have anything in my base. You should probably just leave and go.
You have a furnace right here.
Oh, good.
So I'm just gonna, because, you know, I'll provide the materials. Let's see,
Okay.
Stone. And you have coal in here. That's nice. So I'm gonna
do.
put that
I
in.
came prepared.
But it's
for
a
you
little
to-
slow, so I'm just
It's a
gonna.
little slow. Oh, very nice. Tick accelerating
that's
for the
only
win.
13.
What's that?
I put 24 on Wild's advanced smelter from Mekanism, and it was done. He ran out of power.
Nice.
We were contemplating putting this on your power gen, but at the same time, one, you don't need to. Two, I really don't know power enough to understand if it's going to go boom. So I'm going to not do that.
That's fair.
Oh, yeah.
It's me! It's me!
You!
It's me!
It's so good! It's actually when you do this.
Alright, you can probably stop
No.
now.
Yeah, probably not do that. There's only so much of you can handle.
There's only so much of me I can handle. That is correct. And usually it's the modifier of Soren that makes it that much worse. It's just like, oh, Soren, yeah.
Could you imagine XComp and I when we were little? Him playing computer, and then one day I just walk up and he just makes this one phrase. Just, you can't possibly be annoying with everything. That, you already know, like, you probably saw the problem with that phrase right from the get-go.
I appreciate how proud you are of the fact.
It's more that I'm a younger sibling, so most younger siblings are like, yep, been there.
So how do these hopper botany pots work? I'm assuming just like normal botany plants?
So if you have a seed, let's see. It's
Well, I want to grow hemp
bonsai pots.
because I need string.
Okay, so yeah, if you just put down a botany pot and put down soil, the soil type changes the speed. So
Okay.
for hemp specifically, you can actually look at it in the use of botany pots, or just the hemp seed. You can just right click it.
So farmland has a growth modifier. Imperium farmland. Oh, that's cool. Prudentium farmland, Inferium supremium farmland. Oh, that's neat. So different types of farmland equal... What's the best one? Or is it per seed?
I will give you that one. One.
One?
So the way you get it is that you get farmland, and then you could put the essence level,
Right.
and it will make that farmland. However, you need to have... You go from just normal farmland to that. Or you can just make it straight out, but you can't upgrade a farmland as far as I've seen.
Right. So supremium seems to be the best one.
Yeah. Some things can't grow on it. So like wither roses have to grow on soul sand, cactus, sand, etc.
So Prudentium is 30 seconds. Okay, that's cool. Inferium is 24 seconds taken off. Supremium is 48 seconds. So that's cool.
So for hemp. But if you look at the decimal number, the point, that
Right.
one's going to be across the board. So it's like 0.4 off
Right,
the entire
right.
growth rate of anything.
Gotcha. Okay, that's neat. So Supremium is definitely the best farmland as it sits right now. And then once it's fully grown, I presume it just deposits into the chest below because it's a hopper.
Yes.
Neat. Come put your rats on this.
Yeah, I was trying to find, where are you?
I'm over here in the corner, on the top floor.
Oh.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. Yay, it's working!
Now, I had 24 on... I probably shouldn't do more. I'm trying to refrain from doing too many everywhere.
Have you confirmed that it's actually stacking? I assume you did one and it's
Yes.
like not nearly as fast.
It's much faster with, say, 30. However, only so many rats can exist in one block place.
Gotcha.
You can bypass that, though, if you have, like, regen or something healing them fast enough.
Yeah.
You just wind up having death sounds constantly.
Gotcha. So which rat upgrade is this? I guess it's called Tick Accelerator or something?
Kind of. You start typing Excel, and it's...
Yeah. Tick Accelerator
Yeah.
You gotta appreciate all the puns in the rats mod, though.
I like the puns.
There's a lot of them, and they're all amazing. I need to make sure my goo mod has a lot of puns.
Good. Okay. Good.
Well, I have the goo-nade, right? So they're like, it's starting already. It's just gonna be a little bit of work. I like it. I like the tick accelerating rats. So what you did is you made a tick accelerating rat, I presume, right? And then you cloned it with industrial foregoing.
No, actually, I I duped him. I flat out duped him.
Oh, with what?
So this bag currently, this has been fixed in 1.16.2.
Okay.
If I put it in my offhand, I can open it.
Right.
If I swap it out of my offhand, it doesn't close the inventory, and I use a different block to take it out of my inventory.
Right.
And now it's no longer saving to the item.
Right. Yes.
Saving
that's like
bags.
bags. Idea. Every bag mod has ever existed has had that bug at one point or another.
Yeah, and it's like just use you. Flanks is going to fix it. And he's actually, the plan is to eventually go to a external storage, so it saves somewhere, and all the bag stores is just like the access to it.
Right.
So like an ender pouch or equivalent exchange.
Right. Yes. Yes. All those things are solutions to that problem. Right.
The Band-Aid solution for anybody actually out there wanting to make a bag or some kind of inventory in there, like a pouch, do not make it so it saves it to the bag. Don't save items to bag. I will find a way to dupe it.
Correct. All right, so I think left is output. Okay, so yeah, no, that should have been the other way. I always forget what direction I'm supposed to place this from. There you go. Now left is output. Perfect. Cool. Oh, wow, he filled up fast. How did he fill up so fast? I guess we had like a pretty big buffer.
Even in Norwich, I would find a way.
Oh, yeah, to be fair, I do have like these ultimate. Yeah, these guys hold a lot of RF per cable. It's like 50 million per cable. It's like
I think it was all the mods that had a thing in the description saying Soren can't break this. And the first time I played it, there was a changelog immediately after saying Soren broke it.
Yes.
Just immediately, he's like, "What kind of statement is this? It's going to be broken. It's already broken. I'll just find it."
Okay. So last episode we set up automation for ore processing, and that's been good, right? I think I'd like to get my induction smelter up and running at this point. So let's see. I don't need the reactor on my to-do list. The sawmill, that can come off. That can come off. Energy hopper, I don't think I need to worry about. Energizing rod and iotic. Hopper bonsai is cool. Ultimate energy cube I did. These are the things I need to make my mecha suit body armor. So should we work towards the nuclear power plant today? I think we could, because we have pretty much most of this going, right? I wouldn't mind like a keep one item in stock kind of deal on these dudes, but I don't think that's going to be easily doable. I got to figure out something. Got to figure out a way to like automate these. There's a few things we got to automate, and it's a little bit tricky, mostly because things and stuff. So let's see. I made potatoes too for myself. Let's talk about some stuff. Let's do. I do really want to get this mecha suit body armor. Like this is what I kind of want to prioritize.
Can you hear this one?
So I think this thing needs polonium and water, right? And the polonium comes from the nuclear waste, and the nuclear waste comes from a fission reactor. So I got to look into fission reactors.
There's one on top of my refined storage. It's like I wonder how close I actually need to be for the play.
So is there a guide anywhere on how to make the Mekanism fusion reactor and how it works, or fission reactors? I mean,
I will know in about 20 seconds.
Chemical infuser between hydrofluoric acid and uranium oxide, which is just a chemical oxidizer with yellow cake uranium, which is an enrichment chamber, which we have already, by the way, right? And this thing can come from, you know, standard smelting recipes, right? Enrichment chamber, etc. So that's cool, right? And then hydrofluoric acid requires fluorite, which I know we have a lot of, right? And sulfuric acid, which needs sulfuric trioxide and water vapor. That's easy. That's just water in a decondensator still. Yeah. And that's oxygen and sulfur dioxide, which needs sulfur dust, which I don't know if we found. Mystical agriculture can do it, or coal can make it with oxygen and water. Okay. Or gunpowder can make it. But I think coal is probably your best bet. Coal or charcoal, both of which are pretty easy to make. All right. So sulfur becomes sulfur dioxide, mix it with oxygen, which we know we can get from the electrolytic separator. So it looks like a lot of like gas and stuff making. Ooh, you can get a little bit of oxygen from flint. That's neat. Not that you would need it because you would probably use water. What's that, buddy?
There's apparently a wiki for the guide.
There's a wiki for the guide. All right, I am going to go look. But I have a lot of processing of resources to do first. So you're saying you would prefer it if I did this not near our base?
Yeah, I mean not too far, but just probably not on top of our bases because.
Yeah, I don't know how the radiation works, and I don't know how to like protect you from the radiation. You know what I mean?
Hazmat suit.
Well, no, I know that, but like.
Oh, to get rid of it. Yeah, I don't know how to get rid of it.
I think it decays over time, so like eventually the chunk cleans itself up, right? I'm just wondering if there's a way to like contain the radiation so that like if you build the reactor the right way, does it not irradiate the chunk? I would hope so, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. That's what we have to go find out. I'm gonna go look at the wiki. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back, and I'm just making a wireless transmitter so that I have access to the wireless crafting grid. I feel like that would be a good idea. Sort descending, quantity, perfect. Looks good to me. All right, cool. And then we might want the range upgrades. I forget how many they can stack in. Range upgrades. I want to teach you how to make these. Because here's the plan. If I'm going to be building this nuclear area far away from my base, I want to be able to have access to my crafting grid from far away from my base, right? Just get 10 of them for now. That should be a good start. And look at how much string we've got now. Yay. Your rats are doing a great job, by the way, Soren. I just want to commend them for how good they're tick accelerating my stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I've neglected, like basic necessities. So I have looked at how fission reactors work, and there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it.
I've neglected necessities. Fission reactors.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't have food, but I'm going to make a fission reactor.
Right. I mean, if you need food, I have some. I should probably cook up a lot more.
All right, guys, we're back. So I did a little bit of investigating in the fission reactor on the Mekanism wiki. And it looks like, here's the deal. First, we have to get fissile fuel, which we started looking at, right? We can get that from the uranium hexafluoride, which is made with and we'll set up all this stuff, right? Yellow cake uranium seems easy enough to make. Fluorite looks like, we know there's a ton of that around. Shouldn't be a problem. Sulfuric acid we know how to make with water vapor and sulfur trioxide, which also needs oxygen and sulfur dioxide, which we can get from sulfur dust, which we can make, effectively speaking, from oxygen, water, and coal, right? So that shouldn't be a problem. So sulfur should be automatable, presuming we have enough coal, which we will, because coal, right? Not that big a deal. I think I have 540 and I haven't even been trying. Plus I've got my Mekanism miner, which I can say, hey, go get me all the coals, and it will, right? So I think in today's episode I'm going to start, and hopefully we'll see either between today and next episode, we'll get going with Mekanism's fissile fuel. Once we get this produced, then I need to build my nuclear reactor. Once we use fissile fuel in the nuclear reactor, it'll start producing nuclear waste. And that's the stuff that's radioactive. And we want to avoid some leakage of that. So there's a few ways we can help that. There's waste barrels. These things, I think they protect the environment. So like if we pipe the nuclear waste into there, it'll make it safe. But if we break the block, it's going to be bad, and the radiation is going to get out in the world. So there's a few ways to keep things safe, I think, but that's one of them. This will also delete the fuel. Like, it'll delete it very slowly. I think it's 1 millibucket per minute. it says. So that's going to be like really slow. But still, you know, whatever. And then we can turn that into fissile fuel can be turned into nuclear waste. Or no, that's the fission reactor. And then the nuclear waste turns into polonium. These things are radioactive, right? It can also turn into plutonium, right? And then the polonium can be used to make polonium pellets, which are not radioactive. Or it can be used to make antimatter, which is also
that
not
can exchange blocks with like a torch over it.
What's that?
If there's a block, like a torch or something over it that's like not covering the full block, you can't exchange.
Correct. It's a bug. It's a targeting bug.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. No, I know that one.
It's killing me here.
I know, it's annoying. It's annoying. It's a bug.
Yeah. As long as it'll be fixed one day.
It's all good. So what I'm going to do is what I'm going to do is teach this thing how to make a bunch of stuff. And we'll be back in a minute, and then we will start putting it together, because we'll do crafting off camera. We'll come back in a minute and do all that. So let's get all the components of what I need. I'm going to real quick just note all the stuff I need. So I'm going to like clear this, right? So we need fissile fuel comes from an isotopic with this dude in it, right? This needs a chemical infuser of these two, okay? This needs a chemical oxidizer with this, okay? And then this hydrofluoric acid needs a chemical dissolution chamber with these two. This needs a chemical infuser, so we're going to need two chemical infusers with water vapor and sulfur trioxide, right? Water vapor comes from a rotary condensator, so these are all the machines we have to make, right? And then sulfur trioxide, we know we need another chemical infuser, so we need 3 of these, right? And that's going to need sulfur dioxide, which is a chemical oxidizer. I'm going to need another one of those. Sulfur, right, which comes from, let's do the right sulfur here, Mekanism sulfur. And that's going to come from a pressurized reaction chamber. Wow, that's a lot of things we're going to have to make. Oxygen's going to come out of our electrolytic separator. And that should be pretty cool, right? And that should be good. I think that's good. Rotary condensator. So there's a lot of things, but that's why we're going to teach the auto crafting system real quick, how to make all the blocks. And then we can just request them on demand, be like, hey, I need another rotary condensator. Place it down, right? And then we'll go from there. All right, so let's come back in a minute once I've got most of that ready. And also what I'm going to do is teach you guys ultimate mechanical pipes for fluid transfers and ultimate pressurized tube for gas transfer and ultimate logistical transporters for item transfer. And we might eventually need this, but we'll find out, right? So that'll be what's up. Okay, sounds good to me. Let's come back in a minute after I teach the crafting system all the things. All right, guys, we're back, and we are recording again. So, Mekanism. So the last thing we need to produce the fissionable fuel, the fissile fuel, right, is going to be Isotropic Centrifuge, which you should know how to make now. Isotropic Centrifuge. There you are. Start, good. And that should be crafting. Cool. And we can hear all the crafting happening upstairs, so that's good. And then chemical infuser, right? I should know how to make those. Chemical infuser, one of those. Cool. So this guy is going to make fissile fuel out of uranium hexafluoride, and this is going to pump that directly into this dude. So I'm going to kind of lay it out the way I want it. I want to build the structure and world before I actually put any resources into them, because it's a lot to take in, right? So I have no idea exactly what I'm doing here. But there's that dude, and then here's my chemical infuser, right? So like, here's the ultimate output, right? And I'm guessing, let's actually put this somewhere a little bit less derpy. Like, you're going to be the end result of this crafting structure, right? And then you're going to feed into it, right? And that's where the uranium hexafluoride is going to come in. Now, he might need to be rotated or something, but I think I want to say the new the new machines all can be side configured for all mechanics, which is awesome. Like, that's something that's very exciting to me, is we can do side config. So there's no longer Mekanism machines that restrict you and say, like, you have to output this side, like there was in the previous versions of Mekanism. So that's super awesome, right? So now this guy is making uranium hexafluoride from uranium oxide, right? Now, we might want to figure out how we're going to pipe some of this around, right? But we'll have to, because we don't have Ender IO pipes. Usually that makes this a lot easier, but it is what it is. So the uranium hexafluoride is going to need uranium oxide, which needs the chemical oxidizer. So I might actually want this to be designed this way. So like, let's kind of do this, right? So you're going to need the chemical oxidizer. So uranium oxide is chemical oxidizer, right? So we'll start one of those crafting. And then we need hydrofluoric acid, needs a chemical dissolution chamber. Okay. So that's crafting in progress up there. Yeah, new Mech 10 looks really cool. It looks like I've done everything right so far. So we've got the oxidizer and the dissolution chamber. So there's your chemical oxidizer. And then the dissolution chamber. Oh, we were doing a backup, so that might be a little bit of a stickiness, but backup in progress, saved the game. So this was the oxidizer, so dissolution should be done. Nice. Okay. So you, chemical oxidizer, are going to make my uranium oxide. The yellow cake uranium is going to be made uranium oxide, right? And we'll deal with getting this stuff in a minute, right? We need uranium ingots in an enrichment chamber. Shouldn't be bad, though I don't think I taught enrichment chamber yet, but this will eventually be an enrichment chamber. Okay? And then you are making the hydrofluoric acid from fluorite and sulfuric acid, right? And sulfuric acid is made in a chemical infuser, and I know we needed a couple of those, right? Because we need a chemical infuser for sulfuric, and we also need one for sulfur trioxide. Right? And then we need the oxidizer. So let's get one more oxidizer and two more chemical, whatchamacallit, dudes. Infuser, right?
Are you okay on the server?
Pretty okay, why?
I don't know yet. I can't seem to break anything. I'll try relogging in a second to see if it's going to catch up. Because it hasn't kicked me yet.
Yeah, no, I'm actually perfect. In fact,
Okay.
all the lag is gone. You should probably stay broken.
I mean, the TV has been 10 for the entire night. Well, no, actually, I take it back. The beginning of it was 17.
Right, right. Alright, so chemical dissolution chamber will go here.
Weird, like, let's see, can I see?
Right, so that'll be that.
Yeah, I can see you move around. I just can't mine anymore. Oh, now I can mine.
Okay. I mean, there was a backup a few seconds ago, but...
Yeah, that's what I thought, but weird. I had to, like, come over the elevator for it to actually work again. What just happened? Okay, that was fun. I thought it was your tool at first because it was mining and then the Archon back up. I was like, oh, tool stopped.
It can be a little bit derpy. If you take the tool out of your hand and put it back in, it solves that. It usually, that can happen if a client-server desync occurs where the client thinks you're mining still and the server doesn't, or vice versa.
Okay, so I can mine in your base. I can't mine in this chunk.
Really?
Actually, no, I can't mine outside your base. What?
Did somebody claim an area or something?
I don't see it on the map. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, claimed. Maybe it's claimed? Let's see. Map.
Maybe? I don't know. Is this thing stuck? Like, oh, you know what? I might have ran out of things upstairs. That is a reasonable thing that could have happened. Yeah, we're out of the redstone doohickeys. I really need to automate getting those in there. For now, we're just going to request 64 of those because I got a bunch of redstone a minute ago. But I need to automate this. Come back in a minute when that's... Well, no, we should have enough enriched. I also need to get faster pipes happening. That's better. That explains why I'm like, why isn't it crafting? What's going on? What am I missing? Oh, obviously that. Alright, so back to our plans for all this crafting, right? So now the uranium oxide, we got that ready. Hydrofluoric acid, that's the chemical dissolution chamber. So we need a chemical infuser and another chemical infuser, right? So we're going to have the two chemical infusers next to each other. One chemical infuser, and we're also going to have the oxidizer here in a sec. And that's going to be what makes my sulfuric acid, right? Sulfur trioxide, sulfur dioxide is going to be the oxidizer, right? And then the chemical infuser should be done crafting-ish. I did request 2 of these, didn't I? Oh, did we run out of... No. What actually got stuck here? Processing 3, scheduled 1. Huh. Interesting. It feels like it got stuck, right? There we go. Nice. All right, so your chemical infuser will make... Let's put you here, right? So you're going to make the sulfuric acid, right? And we're going to need water vapor on one side and sulfur trioxide on the other, right? So let's do sulfur trioxide. Let's make you here, okay? Because sulfur trioxide... Cool. I don't know if I taught most of
Oh, yeah, the paving upgrade has a bug. I mentioned that earlier.
Talk to Mikey about that. That was all him.
Mikey! You did silliness.
So sulfur dioxide and oxygen.
Effectively, you have a couple gen.
So the sulfur dioxide, right? So we're at sulfuric acid is here, right? This is made with... Or this is your sulfuric trioxide, right? Sulfur dioxide and oxygen, right? So then oxygen will probably pipe in the side. We'll do sulfur dioxide. So wait, this is sulfuric acid. This one is sulfur trioxide, right? And then sulfur dioxide. I'm going to have the water and the oxygen come over here. So let's do the sulfur dioxide here. And that'll be your chemical oxidizer. Perfect. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. And then that should be pretty close to right, I think. And then what we'll do is, I need a better pick. I should just make a diamond pickaxe at this point. Did we have a trash can somewhere? I don't know. Just for like the occasional manual mining that you don't want to do mining gadgets with. But these guys can all get power underneath them, right? Because that's going to be the basic plan. And this should make fissilable fuel. Unless I missed a block or two, which I probably did. Right, so we need the enrichment chamber. Oh, you should be search box JEI synchronized. Cool. So get me one of those. And I want to say an enrichment chamber is going to need a couple of these. And a couple of these. Cool. Steel casing should be almost done, I would think. Okay. Got it. And then we can upgrade you to a basic. That'll go there. And that should be pretty cool, right? So you will get the yellow cake uranium stuff. That'll feed into the chemical oxidizer, right? So our goal here ultimately is fissilable fuel, right? So that starts here with uranium hexafluoride feeding into this dude. So we're going to have uranium oxide coming from here, right? And then this dude is going to be hydrofluoric acid from sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid here will be water vapor and sulfur trioxide, right? I might have this be the sulfur trioxide, so let's do it like that. I like that a little bit better. Can you do these? No. Because I kind of like this idea, right? So your chemical infuser is going to go, whoops. Oh, good, that does work. Here, and then, well, actually, no, I think I did want this, right? Because we had chemical infuser. Chemical oxidizer, because you're doing sulfuric acid, which needs water vapor. You're doing sulfur trioxide, which needs oxygen and sulfur dioxide, right? So this will be the oxygen. So let's get our electrolytic separator. And then we're also going to need the water vapor, and that's going to be which one is you? Water vapor needs the rotary condensator. And those two will need water. Both of them will need water. And that's why they're both on this side, right? Seems cool? Back in a sec. All right, guys, we're back. So electrolytic separator will go next to the sulfur trioxide guy for oxygen. Right? And then do I get to specify which side? Output 1 and output 2. Ooh, I like. Dire like. Dire like. I'm going to turn off eject for a minute, but yes, I like that a lot. That is 100% yes. Okay, and then rotary condensator will go here, and you will probably be in whichever mode needs to be in for water vapor. Water vapor is in decondensating. The arrow should be pointing to the left. Okay, perfect. That looks cool. Now, some of these guys might need speed upgrades and whatnot, but we'll figure it out, right? And then we just need water. And Soren threw me a pump the other day of some kind. So what did we figure out? Like there's the pump from Mekanism, right? I think that's probably what I'll wind up using.
A pump?
Yeah.
For what?
Water.
I mean, you have the collector thing.
I don't know how fast that'll be.
I mean, it does a bucket at a time, so probably fast enough.
You would think fast enough.
I mean, I say fast enough because I have no idea what your use case is, but anything consuming a bucket at a time might be interesting anyway.
Nuclear reactor? Aha!
Well, didn't Cyanide say his water was a closed system and done?
What's that? Oh, no. Well, no, I'm making the reactor components, basically.
Oh. Well, I mean, have you tried the thing?
No.
Aha!
We'll get there eventually.
Okay.
We will get there eventually, he said. Okay, so you're going to be here, here, and here. Cool. And then you, Mr. Ranged Pump, will be here. And I think I can rotate you. That should be valid. Are you getting power now? You should. Yes, it's connected. Good enough for me. And then you guys can have the ultimate pipes. So I don't think I taught this thing ultimate pipes yet, but I should. I didn't have enough patterns at the time, but I do now. So I'm going to teach this thing ultimate pipes. Then we're going to come back next time. We're going to hook this whole thing up to power. We're going to see about making the fissilable fuel. Once we've got that cooking, it might take a little while. While it's crafting the fissilable fuel, what I'm going to do is start working on the nuclear reactor. Cool? So Donald, 20 sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.